Right. So the intention of today, for all of you watching, and thank you for being here, is to help you understand how to make ads that will stand out, build trust, and have you be remembered whilst generating leads from Facebook. One of the main goals that I've had over the last 2 years has been to create and formulate ads that are so good that makes sales job easier. And you'll learn very quickly why that's been a goal of mine for a little while here. So I've been running ads for a little while here since 2012, since when a lead was considered someone who commented on your boosted Facebook post. That's how immature ads used to be. It was a good time, but obviously they've expanded and leveled up quite a bit. So I've spent the last 13 years refining and adapting Facebook lead growth systems. Now, in addition to that, I also co-own a solar business, QVault Solar in Queensland. We did just over 14 million revenue last financial year. But what's more exciting for me is we're able to spend just over $500,000 profitably. And so yes, I know a little bit about this whole Facebook lead generation stuff, but I also understand how that communicates through the economics of the business and all the trackability surrounding that. So why do most Facebook ads fail? Well, usually we're focusing on the wrong things. The ads might be weak, or in turn and in tandem with that, the ads are quite forgettable. So here's a really good example of an ad that's forgettable. I think this is either the first or the second ad we ever ran for QVault Solar 5 or 6 years ago. And so when we started QVault Solar, we did what most business owners did with Facebook ads. We copied our competitors. We ran ads with nothing but solar panel photos in them. And we spent $20 a day. And after 10 days, we had just one lead. So the takeaway is that bland ads flop every single time. Also, you may have been told when ads don't work that it's the algorithm. Maybe Facebook had an update and that's thrown a spanner in the works into your lead generation exercises on Facebook. Maybe it's the targeting, maybe the ads aren't getting in front of the right people, or maybe it's the budget, maybe you're not spending enough. And just a side note, if you're working with anyone and you're not getting great results and they say you need to spend more money, that's a major red flag. We'll just throw that out there. But the truth is it's your ads. Your ads are the lever. Your ads are going to be the main driver in the foreseeable future based on what Meta and Facebook are telling us that are going to drive the majority of your success. And I'll back that up with a couple of examples and some proof here too. So just on the topic of budget, you may have heard you need to spend a lot of money on Facebook to get results. But if that were true, only the big multi-million-dollar advertisers spending multiple millions per month would be winning, essentially bullying smaller advertisers out. But we both know that's not true. And there's many small businesses doing exceptionally well on Facebook. And so the takeaway and the truth is that even a $30 a day budget with the right ad outperforms a $1,000 a day budget with the wrong ad. And this is an example of the first winning ad we ever had for QVault Solar. We're actually installing solar on my mother's roof in Queensland. Another myth is that targeting is everything. And this is a big point. I want to spend a bit of time on this one. So I'm going to show you an ad type that has performed exceptionally well for my advertising business. And it's called a Skillshow ad type. That particular ad is run untouched for over 12 months. It had its first birthday back in August, actually. It has no specific targeting interest. For anyone that's played around in Facebook, you know you can select interest, what people are interested in, age brackets, all of that stuff. So mine has none of that. And it still performs because the ad teaches and then builds trust. So it's the ad that's doing all of the heavy lifting in the targeting. I'll explain that in a little bit as well. So it's the ad that finds the audience using what's called creative targeting. So this is an ad for QVault. It launched on the 17th of June. It's still running 99 days later, untouched, and it has no targeting selections at all. It's the ad that's doing the heavy lifting. And then lastly, boosting posts. So if anyone's boosted a post on Facebook, you might have got a little bit of result. But one of the issues with boosting posts, it's probably the fastest way to flush cash down the toilet, mainly because you're not making use of all of the features available to you. It's quite limited and you're not able to compare ad performance properly. So the turning point for us at QVault all those years ago is we've been paying between $118 to $165 per lead, and we just accepted it. And it's not bad. We can afford to stomach up to $150 per lead. And then we started testing these new ad types that I'm about to share with you. And then suddenly our lead cost dropped down to 59, nearly half the cost, but the same budget, just better ads, better inputs. And so those ad types dropped the lead cost from 118 to 59. The key takeaway here was we didn't change the audience. We're targeting the same audience. We're using the same platforms, Facebook and Instagram. We're using the same budget. We're just using different, more impactful ads. So how do you create these ads and how can you do it for yourself? So instead of reinventing the wheel, we just use ad types that consistently stop the scroll, that build trust, and then generate leads. So this is a run through of what a Skillshow ad type is. Now, Skillshow ad type demonstrates your expertise. As a result, it builds trust quickly. And as a result of that, it's quite memorable. And the main premise is that you want to show them how good you are. You want to show them how skilled you are. Don't tell them. I don't think anyone cares that you've been in business for 10 years and you're a family-run business. They don't care. People only care about what they can get out of you as the service-based business. This is why a Skillshow ad type is so powerful. And I'll tell you where it came from. I first heard this quote 6 years ago, and it was something like, give away the farm and sell the implementation. And that's when I stopped gatekeeping a lot of my best tactical and creative stuff with Facebook ads. And I started teaching in my ads. And so that's when the Skillshow ad type was born. And it is the top performing ad type in my toolbox to date. And so this is a Skillshow ad type that I'll play for you now.
These are 10 proven types of ads that you can run for your service-based business to get more leads right now. Number 1, video split screen. This is just a simple skit between yourself and yourself, or yourself and someone else. Typically, we've seen the best results where you're conversing about common concerns or misconceptions about your service. Have a look.
How's business? Yeah, not too bad. I need more customers though. Have you tried paid advertising? Yeah, tried that. Doesn't work. What sort of ad did you run? Just a simple image, let everyone know what I do, what services I offer. So you only ran one ad. What else did you test? That was it. If I pay these platforms money, I should get leads, right? So yeah, does it work? So you didn't try running at least 4 ads at once, testing at least 2 different audiences to find your desired customers. And you didn't run the campaign for at least 4 days to get enough data so your campaign could learn. Nope.
Number 2, static image versus video. I found some of the best results is to have the image dot pointing either your unique selling points or use them to simply educate your customer. The video on the right hand side would be a talking head video, just presenting to camera, or simply just a video of you conducting your service. And then lastly, don't forget the call to action text here. This is another example of the same type of ad, same video, but just a much simpler call to action, static image on the left. And number 3 is an iPhone notes creative. I had a lot of success with this. It's very easy to set up. You literally just write it down on iPhone notes or Samsung notes, whatever your phone has. The headline calls out the problem, and then your dot points below that can be educational in nature, addressing common concerns about your service, anything really. Number 4 is sticky notes. So grab a sticky note, write something on it, and stick it onto something and take a photo of it. Whatever you want to write on that sticky note obviously needs to pertain to your service. Whatever you stick it on ideally wants to pertain to your service and be relevant to your service as well. Again, another type of ad that is very quick to do and have launched very quickly. Number 5 is a statistic static image. So here is where you would use statistical data to either show the benefits of your service or to educate your customer. So in this example, I portrayed the rising cost of leads over the last 2 years. And then again, you can just see, don't forget the call to action at the bottom of that statistical image. Number 6 is social proof. Simply grab a review, Google, Facebook. In a perfect world, comments that you've received on your ads is a great one, and just pin it above an image that makes sense for your brand. Definitely make sure you use authentic testimonials, reviews, or comments, because these are very easy ones to build trust. And again, this is a very quick ad to put together. Number 7 is a bold statement. I don't think I need to elaborate too much. I found some of the best ways to use this bold statement is to be quite edgy with the text or wording or copy that you use in this ad. Potentially controversial, rustle a few jimmies, but ultimately this works because it's bold, it stands out, it's right in your face. And again, very easy to put together. Number 8 is a video grid. You get 4 videos, you place them like the above. Cool reason this works is there is a lot going on. There's a lot of motion in this ad. Easiest way I found to do this for clients is to just get some video of them performing the service, whether it's outdoors or indoors. Could even do before and after transformations if that's relevant to what you do. But you want those 4 videos in there. Number 1 for the scroll stopping power, a lot of motion, a lot of moving going on. And then in the middle, you could even just have a simple call to action, telling people what you want them to do next. Number 9, and this is one of my favorite, this is called an us versus them creative. This is a real ad that we ran for a client, still running today. What you're doing is static image. You're rattling off everything your competitors don't do, and directly next door, what you as a business and a service offer that your competitors don't. This is a beautiful type of ad because you're differentiating yourself, and this helps if you're in an industry where, at least from your customer's perspective, they don't see a much of muchness between you and your competitors. Before I get to the last one, bonus ad type, which is the type of ad that I've been presenting to you this entire time, which is called a green screen. A green screen is just a talking head video that you superimpose onto another video or an image. This is a great type of ad because you can hit a lot of different styles that people consume content and information. Like, you can listen to me speak, you can watch me speak, you can watch, listen, and read to anything that's going on above me. Simplest way to do this is to shoot the talking head video, drop it into CapCut, which is a video editing software that you can download on your desktop or PC. And in there you can cut out the background and then drop your talking head onto a static image or video. And the last type of ad is a talking head video, which is exactly what I'm doing now. This is a type of ad that I use for all of my clients who need a consistent flow of premium leads that are qualified, because these types of videos and this type of connection allows your customer to decide whether they like the way you look, the way you sound, before you go into how you're going to help them with your service. And that makes the next step of connecting with them via call or in person a higher than average conversion rate. Now, what you say is important with this talking head video. The script structure should go hook, body of content, and a call to action. That might sound like part one, hook. If you're looking to run paid ads for the first time, or you're currently running ads but they're not working and you're not getting leads, this is for you. Part two, body of content. Hi, my name's Trevor Lachlan. I've been running ads since 2012. Over the years, I've found most people trying to run their ads are only missing out on a couple of key points. Number one, they're not following a proven structure, campaign setup, how many audiences to test, how many ads to test, how long to run them for before calling it a day. And most business owners just lack the creative inspiration. They don't know what type of ads to run for their business to get results. And then part three, call to action. If this is something you'd like help with, I'd love to chat. You can click the link below, enter in your details, and book a call with me on the next page. You can tell me a bit about your business and I can give you some advice on what I think you should do with your ads. Or if you have no desire to run your own ads, we can talk about potentially working together as well. Thanks for watching.
So that's a Skillshow ad type. The most obvious point that a lot of people bring up is, can you run an ad that goes for 5.5 minutes? And the answer is yes, as long as the value you're giving is simple and it is deemed as highly valuable. Now, the way that I was able to validate that this ad type worked quite well was not just the volume of leads I was getting from it, because I started at about $80 a day from memory, but it was the sentiment of the leads, the quality of the leads that I was getting. And so what that looked like was, if you compare this ad where I'm teaching people about all the different ads that they could run, and then compare that to just running a static image saying, I'll run your Facebook ads for you, which is more valuable for my end user, for my customer? Like, obviously it's a Skillshow ad type. So this is this concept of doing ads that are so good that it makes the sales conversation easier. So moving on, I've got another couple of cool ones to show you guys. The next one I'll show you is called a static plus video combo. So a static plus video combo, it stops the scroll. The main premise is that it incorporates text and video and you get better reach as a result. So this ad type came from testing, and I thought, why not combine those really text heavy ads with a talking head video? And it performed really well straight out of the gate. It felt different and delivered an ad in a way that allowed people to either read, watch, listen, or all three. And so people consume content in a different format compared to other people. And this hits all of them. Static plus video. I'll show you an example for our solar business.
If you're a homeowner already paying more than $100 per month for your electricity, this is for you. If I could show you on how you can redirect those payments to pay for a solar system, would you be interested? We're already helping hundreds of Queensland homeowners invest in a solar system for less than what they're currently paying on their power bill. To see if you qualify for this awesome opportunity, click the link below, fill in the details, we'll be in contact with you shortly. Have a great day.
Static plus video. Very simple, very effective. Hits people with content in a way that they like to consume differently compared to other people. The next one I want to show you, and this is quite a fun one, it's called an us versus them. So this is a great ad type for those of you where you know your customers don't know the difference between you and your competitors. It allows for very clear differentiation between you and your competitors, and as a result, makes the decision-making process of not just inquiring with your business, but considering enlisting your services, a simple decision-making process for your customers as a result. It's a proven top performer. And where this came about was, I don't know about you guys, but I look at a lot of different apps, a lot of different email marketing softwares, landing page, whatever. And if you've ever seen those software feature comparison tables where they'd have like, you know, here's ClickFunnels, or here's Go High Level, or here's MailChimp, and here's ActiveCampaign, and they'd say, here's all the features that we have for only $100 a month, and here's all of the features our competitors have for, you know, $200 a month. So that's where the idea came from, and I thought this would be a great ad. And so I ran this us versus them the first time for a retail shop in Perth, and it's still their best ad, still running today, 2 years later. So this is what an us versus them ad type looks like. So you wouldn't call out any competitors specifically on the left, because I don't think that's very tasteful. But what you would do is you would allude to, obviously, you know, everyone else, and then there's us. So this is the concept of us versus them. And you can see very clearly on the left, you've got everything your competitors don't do or don't do well. And then on the right-hand side, you've got everything you as a brand does do and does do quite well. We've leveled this up further over the last few months, and we've superimposed and green screened a talking head video over the top of this image so that we can get more reach. Because side note, if you're only using image ads, you'll probably only get exposure into Facebook feed and Instagram feed. And there's obviously much better placements like Reels and Stories. I want to get into some testimonial style ad types because we all know we need to use social proof. We need to tell clients and our customers how good we are and that we're trustworthy. And so the first one I'll start with is a phone call testimonial. This has been an absolute banger for our solar business and a lot of the client accounts that I handle. Essentially, you record a real client call. You would follow up with them after delivering the service, obviously call happy customers. It's very low effort for the client as well. They don't need to stand in front of video, and then it's more authentic as a result. And you can farm several of these ad types very quickly because you're just filming yourself taking a phone call with the client. So almost every business owner or any client that I'm working with has this style of testimonial video. And I mean, I didn't know any different. I think this would be going 5 or 6 years ago. And I was like, I need to get lots of testimonial videos so people trust me, so people know that I'm good at what I'm talking about and what I'm doing and the ads that I'm running. And so most people have an ad that's run like this.
Hey guys, my name's John from Heritage Designer Homes, and recently been working alongside Rev at Rev's Consulting, and I can say that he has really helped our business. He's so efficient, he's very thinking outside the box all the time. He's pushing our business in every way. He's up to date with all marketing things, and we can see great things in the future working alongside Rev, and we look forward to spending time with him in the future.
So even if you have testimonial videos that are a glowing review, like they've gotten an amazing transformation or result from working with you, it's the format that's letting us down. It's the fact that every other advertiser is running this style of ad. And so if we're trying to stand out, if we're trying to differentiate our brand from not just our competitors, but all the ads that our customers are seeing in the feed, this ain't it. It's not even close. And so that's where this concept of a phone call testimonial ad type was born. So I'll play this one for you now.
Hello.
G'day, mate. It's Dan from Qvolt Solar. How you going?
Hi, good, thank you.
Hey, mate, just a quick due diligence call. I just want to see overall how we went with your solar installation.
Really good. You guys are really accommodating because I don't have a driveway at the moment. And my place is covered in mud, and they found a way of installing the things on my roof without taking any dirt or any stones up with them.
Nice.
So they've done a good job. But yeah, they were lovely guys to have on site.
Yeah.
And they were good to my dog.
That's always important. And how did you find and how did you feel about our advertisements and stuff online that you did see?
Well, I like that you did the videos regarding the warranties.
Yeah.
Because others don't talk about that, and that was having that peace of mind that the gear's all covered is a big thing. I think I went on your website, sent a message, and you guys called me back within 30 seconds
Yeah,
as
right.
well.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. And in terms of our consultant that went out there, answered all your questions.
He knew the systems really well. He obviously knows Qvolt pretty well, and with the finance arrangement was really good too. The fact that we could just do it all in the one visit and sign up and arrange the finance in one visit, that made things nice and easy, and making sure they did it without damaging the place as well.
All right, my friend, have a lovely day.
Cheers, Dan. See ya.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
The beauty of this phone call testimonial ad type, other than the fact that you can push a lot of these out very quickly, you don't have to wait for a client to get on camera. And then most of our clients and your clients and customers, they're not paid actors. They don't deliver very well. In fact, they kind of turn into shy robots when they're delivering some kind of script or giving a testimonial on video. Is the client just has to have an authentic conversation. And so you get these beautiful, descriptive, authentic words about your service. What I will say is that with this ad type, the questions you ask is the utmost importance. So what that looks like is, you'll notice at the start, Dan asked, how did you feel about the advertisements you saw online? You want to ask questions that are in a, how did you feel about ... format. So for example, how did you feel about the advertisement that you saw online? How did you feel when our in-house staff gave you a call to set your appointment? How did you feel when our sales rep came out to give you all the options around solar? How did you feel when our installation team came out? How did you feel when we followed up? Like all of those. What you don't want to do is ask leading questions. As an example, you wouldn't say, obviously, you're really happy with your solar installation. How do you feel about that? Because that's too leading. People see straight through that shit. So I wouldn't do it. Just ask, how did you feel about ... and let them speak. And again, you'll get these beautiful descriptive words from that exercise and those questions. So the next ad type, for those of you that have those traditional, somewhat boring, bland testimonial videos, this one's for you. So a green screen talking head testimonial is a way that you can breathe fresh air into those traditional direct to camera testimonial ads. So you have the client on camera, you've already got that stuff. You'll green screen yourself over the top, and it's much more visually engaging because you're giving your 2 cents and your experience as well as having your client speak behind you. But rather than talk about it, I'll show you a really good example of one that I'm running for a couple of business coaches right now.
When I first joined Trainer HQ, I was losing members, I was losing money, it was the middle of COVID. I was pretty much ready to give up on my business, and I joined these guys as a last ditch effort to stay in the game of business, and couldn't have made a better decision. Since then, it's been 2.5, 3 years, I think.
So Watto really was in a position where for him, it was do or die. It was the option of get in, strategize, action, implement, or face the reality of shutting the doors in his gym altogether.
And since then, started my own brand, my own fitness business, went out on my own. I found my own studio, got more members than I've ever had before, brought on another trainer. Last month, to start the year, we had our biggest month ever, 16K month. So we're doing 4K weeks, which is pretty much close to triple what we were doing when we first joined, which is crazy to think about.
And so those numbers really do speak for themselves. And that's a direct result of somebody that gets in, implements, and has a clear sense of purpose and direction in terms of where they're heading in their business. Do the work, get the rewards. And that's exactly what Watto's done here.
So this is just a way to breathe fresh air into these traditional testimonial style videos. Very quick to shoot. I think this client of mine, Brad at Trainer HQ, did about 7 of them in 30 minutes. It also allows your customers who are scrolling on Facebook and Instagram to buy into more of the storytelling aspect of you giving additional context around working with this client who you have a testimonial video of. And that's really important because then that leads me very seamlessly into the next ad type here, which is called a written review talking head. This is for those of you that have Google reviews. Maybe you've run these, maybe you've posted these organically. I don't think I'm stepping out of line here by saying this stuff is quite boring. Like, again, you might have a glowing review and it's the format, again, that's letting us down. So when we run these as ads, again, you might have 200, 500, 1,500 of these Google reviews, but it's the way that they look because every advertiser is running this style of ad. You know, a screenshot of a Google review, a screenshot of a nice SMS you got from a client, a screenshot from an Instagram DM, whatever, a screenshot of WhatsApp messages, whatever it is. It's the format that's letting us down. And so that's where this written review talking head solves that problem. So you get your screenshot, you would green screen yourself over the top, and similar to the one I showed you before, you would green screen giving your additional context about working with that client. So it adds another element of you speaking over the top and additional context, and it hits different and is impactful, which is why it performs very, very well. This is an example of the written review talking.
I can't recommend Q-Volt Solar enough. From start to finish, the whole experience was fantastic. This one really put a smile on my face. I just remember sitting down with the couple during the initial consultation. They had just done a little bit of research, but they were still unsure about the size of the system, what was best for their home and their future needs. We started talking about everything solar, from their usage, their battery options, to the app and the monitoring and how important that is. And they just really appreciated getting everything broken down and getting spoken to in plain English. The installation itself was quick, less than half a day to get our 10 kilowatt hour solar system up and running. Yep, a 10 kilowatt hour system, neat as a pin, done before lunch, and yep, the site was left spotless, not even a zip tie left on the ground. So yeah, they were stoked with how easy everything felt, and honestly, that is the best feedback we can get, because that's what we're trying to do here at Q-Volt, make solar simple, smooth, and actually enjoyable. So if you are on the fence, or just want a team that actually gives a damn, we'd love to help. Tap the link, and if you're curious, we'll take care of the rest. Cheers, thanks for watching.
Written review talking head, very simple to put together. So you're probably starting to see a recurring theme here, and it's that Facebook ads are much less tactical and much more creative focused. I've seen so many business owners who obsess over clicks, traffic, campaigns, targeting, making sure ads are getting in front of the right people, what I call clicky stuff. But when they put the effort and they went in and fixed their ads, people started following their brand. Their customers started mentioning their ads on their calls, in their sales presentations, and everything shifted. Your ads are your secret sauce. They're the lever that you can pull that has the most disproportionate returns on effort if you put that effort into your ads and crafting them. And so great ads don't just appear. They take brainpower, they take time, they take sweat to create. Things like writing scripts, filming, editing, managing campaigns, it's all manual labor up front, but the reward is ads that run for months or even years, building trust, making your brand unforgettable, and making your sales conversation easier. But look, I get it. Most people don't want to put in this level of effort, but the alternative to not doing this is bland copy-paste ads that look just like your competitors. And the result is leads who don't even remember inquiring, prospects that don't pick up the phone, and sales teams that are frustrated with bad lead quality. However, when your ads work, the algorithm rewards you, your lead costs drop, and you stand out and you're more memorable. So how do you apply this to your business? Well, number one, don't settle for boring ads. Use proof and storytelling. use some of the ad types that I've mentioned today and track what works. Tracking is just whatever CRM you're using, making note of whichever ad type you're running that they came from, and tracking everything that happens after a lead comes through that ad. Was I able to get them on the call? Was I able to get an appointment booked? Was I able to convert a client or a customer from that ad? And you track those metrics. So it's less about spending more and it's more about spending smarter. And again, proven ad types. These are your golden tickets to a consistent flow of leads that actually want to speak to you. So what will your next ad look like? Well, it all starts with a good script, what you say, what you shoot, and also which ad type you select for your business. And this will help you out quite a lot. If you want to bring up your phone, you can scan this QR code. It's going to give you free access to my Skillshow ad type script generator. You do have to have ChatGPT installed on your phone. If not, just take a screenshot of this screen right here. This will help you script your Skillshow ad type. Your Skillshow ad type has a much higher than average chance of being your best, highest lead quality, and longest running ad. Speaking of Skillshows, this entire presentation has been a giant Skillshow ad. So my intention was to educate, to build trust. Hopefully I've done that. Hopefully I've shown you enough proof so that you believe, okay, this works quite well. You can see that he's used it for the solar business, the advertising, a bunch of clients, all that kind of stuff. And so if this was a Skillshow ad type, the next logical step would be to make you an offer, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to use this entire presentation as a Facebook ad, which is about a 30-minute ad. And so the reason I do that is to give you extreme proof that this stuff works. And maybe you'll see it. And if you do want to see it, you can scan this QR code. It'll take you to my Instagram account. You don't have to follow me. You just have to land on my Instagram. And if you want to see this presentation run as an ad and see how I format it in real time, then that'll be live in the next 24 hours. Let's get into the easy stuff. The campaign setup, the targeting, the ads, and the lead form.
Okay, this is going to be an accelerated video as to how I set up Facebook lead generation for service-based businesses, including my agency, including our solar business where we spend $15,000 per week, including my client's ad account. So in Ads Manager, we start on the green create button. We're going to click on leads. We're going to click continue. We're going to scroll down. We're going to turn off campaign budget, make it an ad set budget. We're going to click on next. Next, we're going to select instant forms. If you have any questions about anything I'm clicking or not clicking here, feel free to ask below. I'll answer. We're going to make sure we're on the right page. We're going to leave all this here. We're going to set a daily budget. We're going to scroll down a little bit further until we see this. We're going to further limit the reach of our ads. We're going to switch setup, and this is going to give us the manual setup options. We're then going to target our geographical location. We're going to scroll down and change our age ranges subtly. We're also going to untick any of these user suggestion boxes, and I'll just check whether our geographical targeting has that box as well, because it shouldn't. No, it doesn't. We're not going to add in any interests here. We are going to go down to placement, show more settings. We're going to click this one. We're going to untick audience network, and that's the audience targeting complete. We're going to go next. We're going to untick multi-advertiser ads. We are going to create a form. I'm going to use rich creative form. We're going to go to the intro. We're going to upload an image that will sit about here. Side note, you can manipulate the color of your CTA buttons in your lead form based on the color of your pixels on the bottom 30% of this image. We're going to add a headline that's going to sit just on that image. We're going to add an overview here. We're also going to use this benefits section. Those benefits will live just below the overview here, which is really cool. We're going to add a how it works section. So I like to just add 3 steps. This part of the form is really important for increasing the intent and also letting people know exactly what happens next. Step 1, fill in the form so I know who to contact. Step 2, book an appointment on the next page. Step 3, 2 things will happen. A, we work together, or B, you'll get proven ads. Then we'll add a social proof section. What you want to do is get the text from Google reviews, Facebook reviews, any written reviews, and craft them in this ratio, 1200 by 803 pixels. I'm just using a random image for this demonstration. Key here in these 2 boxes is to swap what they want you to put here, and I'll show you why. Instead of putting the reviewer's name, I just take a high impact statement out of the review, and then I put the reviewer's name below that. So it shows up a lot more aesthetically pleasing. Next, we get into our questions. We'll add a multiple choice. So this is when we turn on conditional logic so that we can disqualify people who aren't a good fit. This is a very important step for those of you who are sick of getting leads that just are not a good fit for your business. So we switch that on. If someone wants to answer no, I'm not a service-based business, choose the next step. We're going to close the form. So this disqualifies them. If they answer yes, they will go to the next step. So we need to add another question. Now I know it seems like a good idea to ask a simple question like what is your budget, but you simply don't have enough goodwill or trust built with this audience to be asking that kind of question right now. So I would consider that type of question too much resistance to ask directly. So you need to think about a way that you can ask that question in an indirect manner. For example, if anyone's spending anywhere between 10 to 30K on Facebook ads in the last 3 months, that's more than enough budget for me to be able to jump in and help them. So running through the questions that I put in here, we've got our first disqualifying question up here. If they click no, this will disqualify them. If they click yes, we'll go click to next step, go to next question, question 2. And then when we get to your last question, you want to click E1 end page for leads. This will push them down to enter their contact details. Now the description is really important. Make this sound human. So after you enter your contact info below and submit, you can book a call with me on the next page. We also want to untick phone number. We don't want their phone number to be optional. We want it to be mandatory. And if it hasn't become
become obvious by now. Specifically, parts of this lead form makes it very clear what's about to happen next if they submit this lead form. For example, again, in the how it works section, it's very clear to the prospective customer what's about to happen next, and they're reminded of that again on the description when they put in their contact information. This sounds really obvious, but most people miss it because they're scared about deterring potential leads. And in fact, that's one of the big reasons why you get leads that enter in your lead forms they don't even remember entering in your form. So the next step is entering in a privacy policy. So you grab your website, throw it in here, and now we're on the end pages. So you need to create an end page for non-leads. These are people who are disqualified. So I think this is a nice subtle way to say it. Change the button text and the link, and that's what it'll show up like. Next, we have to change the thank you page for leads who are qualified. Headline is very clear. Step 2, book a call. This stipulates that they're not finished yet. The description, tap the book call button to schedule our conversation. You'll change the call to action text to book call, and you'll put a link so they can schedule a call with you. Bonus tip, you can click this start conversations in Messenger, and what happens is by default it's turned on, and when they submit and become a lead, all the prospects information gets dropped into your Facebook Messenger on your Facebook business page, which is quite helpful. So it's another channel for you to be able to follow up with them if needed. So this is what my top performing lead form looks like. I've got a picture with a little quote at the top right hand corner. That's my headline here. I've got an overview which is reinforcing my criteria, service-based businesses. I've got the how it works section, and then we've got our review section which shows up really nicely. If you take away anything from this video, it's this rich creative lead form is working wonders and no one's using it. So now we've built our lead form, we've got to upload our ad. So we'll click on setup creative, we'll go video ad. If you haven't already, you'll upload your video ad here. I'm going to use my top performing ad, which is my 10 proven ad types ad. Skip and continue. Next. This is where we add our copy. Given that this is a Skillshow ad type, all of the context is in the video, so I keep my copy quite short. We'll scroll down. We don't want any Advantage Plus creative text generation. We'll drop in a headline, book a call if you want to learn more. Again, we don't want any Advantage Plus, and we'll change our call to action to learn more. We click next. Really important, you turn off all creative enhancements. They're really not any good. So we'll select other active enhancements, deselect all of them, and then we'll go done. You can see how your ad shows up on the right hand side in different placements. So you've got feed placements. We scroll down, we can see how it shows up in Instagram Reels, which is a really good placement. Also make sure this website events box is ticked so you can get some pixel tracking happening, and we click publish, and that's your ad created.
So that is lead generation in 5 minutes and 6 seconds flat. I'll give you a link to that. It's just living on my YouTube. But as I've shown you there, you can learn the tactical side of Facebook ads in 5 minutes flat. But the disproportionate, the real value, the ROI comes from where most people won't put in the work, which is scripting, creating ads that actually stand out, that differentiate you not just from your competitors, but every advertisement that they're seeing in the feed. Like you might think your ad's really good because you think it's good and you put so much effort in it, but you may not have ever put the amount of effort in required to have an ad that runs for years, right? That's a different beast altogether. And so use it to your advantage. You're probably looking at an opportunity where you can do something that your competitors aren't willing to do. Yes, the setup, this 5-minute video, that gets you live, but it's the ad that gets you paid. It's the ad that gets you remembered. It's the ad that puts you in your customer's mind. That is, these guys are the ones to go with. These guys are the ones I'm going to reach out with. So thank you for listening.